From the automotive capital of the world, we get a look at a venue that pays homage to that industry. Welcome to Ford Field here in Detroit, Michigan. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're off in Detroit. To return, here's Paris Campbell. And this drive will start inside the 25. Let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Travis Jones, the man in on that tackle. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet. But if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Off play action, Goff. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Goff on 3rd. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he'll get it up to the 44. They pick up 20 yards there. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 46. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And as this play winds up out of bounds, let's see what that flag is all about. So they'll decline this and take the results. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. They'll run here following the penalty. Another big rip for him. He will go! Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Just like they drew it up in practice this week, partner, and the exact start they wanted to have in this game.
That's 100%. That's why you script and you go over these plays ahead of time. Can't you notice all those amazing essays you wrote at Cal? That start to that paper was so important. It set the tone for the rest of it.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Lamar out of the pistol. Taking a deep shot here. His first throw is an interception. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions take over. Not an interception by the reigning Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. They go play action with Goff. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. We'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Tackled by Jack Campbell. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Shotgun snap to Jackson. And it's incomplete, so that's going to bring up 4th down.
I'm just going to say, maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
The Ravens going to punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. So no return on that punt. And the Lions will go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Gibbs now from the gun. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Nnamdi Madubuike making that stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Finds his man, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They've got a man in motion. First down throw from Goff. He puts some power on a deep one left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now it's 2nd down.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the gun, Goff. Complete out to the right side. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Third down, 1 yard to go. Handoff to Gibbs from the gun. And he's brought down for a loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this kick gets past the 20. It's going to reach the 18-yard line before it's touchdown. They're out and set, 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Another run for Henry. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Rolling left, buying some time. Complete, Derrick Henry. They'll get 18 yards there. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. From the gun, a run for Henry. And a power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
This is Henry on 2nd. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Now Jackson on 3rd down. He's on the move. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down. Jackson's going to go on 4th. They connect for the 1st. And they get this down to the 28. They hit for 16 yards on 4th down, and a drive we all thought had stalled out is going to carry on. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body holds. Body holds. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Out of the gun, Henry. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Jackson on 3rd and 1. Buys time, rolling right. He's running for it. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of the defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that 1st down anyway.
On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Escapes the pocket. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. No luck finding his receiver that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Jackson throwing here. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going can assume you gotta feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen guys, it's going to be contested. We know it's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested captures, and he couldn't. That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Gamble now on the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Pass complete to Gibbs. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here's 2nd and 5. This is complete to Gibbs. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
Something out of nothing, Kate. That may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Goff on 1st and 10. And the 1st down pass set away by a defender, incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
Into the hands of Gibbs. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. Third down run by Gibbs. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Working quickly here. Fourth down, Goff throwing. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Goff. He's on the move. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. Detroit calls timeout. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. 2nd and 3 now. From the 19. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Goff now on 3rd down. Caught near the pylon. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Gibbs. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Now Goff. And the defender comes away with it. Nate Wiggins has got it. And the Ravens will start with it in the 4th after an interception to end the quarter.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
A final throw before the break. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Mitchell gets it from the gun. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. He was the rookie from Ohio State there to bring him down. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Looking to throw, Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. Pushes them back, third down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
And there's a man there, it's intercepted. That's Carlton Davis. And the Lions get the football as he makes his third interception of this season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life, really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for...
And he will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions push their lead further to start the half. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Well, they certainly wasted no time in making that turnover hurt even more. They looked to the end zone on the very first play, Brock, and they connected.
You know, Kate, I love it. It was an ambush to begin the drive. They attacked that end zone against a defense who was out there on short notice and not ready for that sudden change they talk about.
That one right down the middle. And the Lions push their lead to 18. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
He's going deep this time. Big game downfield. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He was looking for Mark Andrews. And now they face second down. Mitchell takes it straight ahead. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Jackson now on 3rd. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Lamar now from the gun. Forced out to his right. He connects downfield on 4th. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens make it an 11-point ball game. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Campbell now on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Handoff running left. Here's Gibbs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. They go play action with Goff. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Ravens are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Running once more with Henry. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
They send a tight end in motion. Shotgun snap to Jackson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You know, that type of play is so doggone impressive. Not just because it saves a touchdown. He had timed that perfectly to knock it free without drawing a flag or letting him establish possession for the score.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Now Jackson. He'll get this to Henry. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll run here with Henry. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Now it's Lamar. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Just something off in the rhythm of the passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
Plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to go down. They get to him on 4th and goal and complete the defensive stand.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate said, you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Receiver in motion going left. On 1st down, it's Goff. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. He's got it deep downfield. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. 1st down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking and screening. Guys hitting blocks downfield. A back who can show off his wheels.
New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Again, it's Gibbs. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Going to the ground again on 1st. Has a big hole left. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
From the red zone now. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They'll run. It's Gibbs. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Lions have likely locked up the win right there. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop them on 3rd and goal.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Man in motion here. Throwing now on 1st down. It's Jackson. Oh, no, they get him yet again. And the Lions are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie, right? Just throw it underneath and not take any more risk because you don't want to throw what he just did, his 3rd interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. Gibbs now from the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there?
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. Point after up and good from Bates. And the Lions continue piling on to this lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They send a man in motion. 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Bateman hauls it in. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Finding Flowers. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Ravens trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. 1st and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Trying to push it deep downfield. And they pick him off again. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions take over. Not an interception by the reigning Defensive Player of the Year.
4 picks, 1 game. Hey, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Motioning one of the tight ends. Wow, they're going to pass it here. He's throwing deep to the left side. Brought in inside the 20. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Four downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. A give left side for Gibbs. Runs it in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions keep running away with this. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And the Lions get him. Down he goes. And it's a sack as he heads out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. Even more problems now as they don't get the snap off. Man in motion wasn't set in time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. Offense to the line for second down. Another try following the sack. They're on him again, and he goes down again. Pushes him back. Third down coming up.
Yeah, this defense is seeing a vulnerable offense right now. An offense that can't protect itself. First and foremost, before you do anything else, you got to make sure you account for everybody. And right now, this defender, well, he's taking this game over.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Lions get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Oh, man, Brock, somebody, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
Gibbs has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Ball at the 2 here for second and goal. Now try Gibbs again. And he's brought down for a loss. That timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. With a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Another one for Gibbs. And he's going to fight forward and get in. Touchdown! The Lions continue adding to an insurmountable lead. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. His 5th rushing score in this game alone. Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions grow their lead yet again. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Needed a little more to reach the landing zone, so give him the ball at the 40-yard line. Excellent field position for him here after the kickoff lands short. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down throw for Jackson. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And there's our last stand image of this game. It's intercepted. Brian Branch has it. And the Lions are stopped on the return on the final play of this game. So it's one for the win column for the Lions. And this winning streak continues to grow as they claim their 4th victory in a row. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Lions, as we'll see you next time from Detroit.
Now I'm finna give y'all another hit. And I just put my drink down.
Milan, darling, Milan.
Say poodle, y'all think run this. Miss she, her black. Designer say Gucci, Prada print. DOE, I'm a condo rich. Big Dolce, Diva, Donda, Dundada, Tokyo, Honda drip. Poppin' Dolce season, new persona, new pushback, but I'm still gon' get that. Labels quaking, they mistaken. I'm that wrist stay frozen, QG. Let's go, I'ma get. Unfazed, unbothered, with a boo, why bother? I'm that, you ain't no. I'm a get money type of, if you ain't getting money, don't type me. Crocodile Birkin might bite it, can't hang with her if I don't like it. These, I come through and it be crickets, I come through and moves be switching. I'm the problem, I'm the villain. I don't see these Rick Shields throwing dirt on my name and he gon' hit still. Know who to play with, and these know who to play with.
Broski, yummy. I just touched down in LA, the Spanish, my favorite. This that G, I keep it playing, so I put it on.